All right, Viking fans, we signed a big dude to play nose tackle, and I'm going to talk about Ed Donatel and his defense next in 3, 2, 1. Gather around, Skull Brothers and Sisters. This is Skull World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Skull World. I appreciate it. Every time you do that, it helps me out, makes this channel grow, keeps us independent media on the air. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's talk about the mountain of a man we picked up to play nose tackle for us, and I'll tell you why what I think about it. And let's start with that. Let's get Justin Jefferson, my dude, and the team mascot, the Purple Hulk, hashtag Purple Hulk. You got Khyiris Tonga. I'm already murdering his name. Khyiris Tonga. He was a player for BYU. Played there as a senior. I'm going to treat yourself. In the description, I'm going to put a link to an article that also has a video on it. Watch that video. It's not very long, and it tells his story back when he was with BYU. He was given up by his dad was out of his picture. His mom was taking care of him. She couldn't take care of him, so she asked one of his best friend's family if they would take care of him. And they adopted him. So a family adopted him. His dad, or biological mom and dad, are out of the picture. And his family, his new family, raised him. He calls them mom and dad. He's about to go to Utah, apparently. Instead, he goes on a mission trip, ends up at BYU. His family were big Utah fans. So it's a good story. He is a very big character guy. He did get in some trouble with senior high school, but he came out of it, decided to serve the Lord for 2 years, and then now he graduates from BYU, gets drafted by the Bears in the 7th round, pick 23 overall. I think it was number 250. Khyiris Tonga, pronounced Khyiris Tonga, and this is his player bio going into the draft. Initially committed to Utah after starring at Granger High School, but decided to switch to BYU while serving his church mission in Kansas. He started 2 of 13 games played in 2017, 19 tackles, 4 for loss, 2 sacks, 3 pass breakups. He seems to have a knack for that. And 8 of 13 games the following season, 30 tackles, 4.5 for loss, 2 sacks. Great as a reserve player, right? Tonga lost 35 pounds before his junior campaign. He went on to start 11 of 13 games played and rack up 45 stops, 4 for loss, with 1 sack. He had considered leaving for the NFL after 2019 season, but decided to return Provo to start 11 games for the Cougars, 36 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 5 pass breakups. So probably a good decision not to leave after his junior year. He still wasn't thought of. Honestly, there was a lot of good write-ups about him, how he's big and quick. He's 320-some pounds. He's 6'3", 6'4". He's a big dude, and here's why I like him, and I'll talk about his analysis a little bit later. But here's what I like him. Blacklock is not cutting it as a run defender. He's strictly a third down dude. He is not a good backup for the run defense. When we put Blacklock and Lynch on there on the same defensive line, they eat us up. Now Lynch has shown flashes of goodness, but honestly, Tomlinson, Bullard, and Harrison Phillips all are playing well defending the run. They're taking up blocks, they're clogging it up. It's just we're not cleaning it up if it gets past them, and it has a lot to do with how our linebackers are coming off the line. Zadarius Smith is not setting the edge. You'll see in this last game that Wanham came in, set the edge, So we're still working out our personnel in the run game. I feel like it can be turned around. But what I like about this is we're addressing a need, and that is run defense. It's turning out Armon Watts, letting him go was a bad idea, because we do not have a second group of guys that can come in here and defend the run. So this is what this guy is built for. It is good that we'll have an opportunity to have a little more depth. I hope he dresses soon. I think we need it. I can tell you right now, Blacklock is not looking good on a run defense. He hasn't showed us anything yet, and hopefully we solved an issue here. I like him. I like the way he plays. I like him as a person. Go watch that video in my description. Now, the overview they had, this is how they referred to him coming in the draft. Space eating nose for odd or even fronts, with excellent size and quality shed power, but lacking desired knee bend to consistently grow his roots against opposing power. Not a good sign, but I don't think we'll take a look at him, man. He's a big dude. He's strong. He's quick. There are moments when Tonga really flashed over the last 2 seasons, but a step up in competition will test him. He's not overly explosive, but his initial hand quickness will allow him to early positioning advantages that can be capitalized upon. He's not going to be a third down option for the NFL rush attack. Don't need him to be. However, he'll use the brute force to create some pressure up the gut. He has the upside to become low-end, early down starter, but a career as a backup should be his floor. That's what we need. That's what we want right now. I need, and I've been talking this in other videos, our run defense is great with Tomlinson and Bullard and Tomlinson, Bullard, and Harrison Phillips. They are stout against the run. Everything else around them is not right now. They did put it together for a half against New Orleans, but the second half it wasn't there. We did, and anytime they put in a Blacklock, you just got to run it to his side. That you'll have an easy time of it. He really was just manhandled. In the Lions game, Zadarius Smith could not set the edge. He gave up 3 long runs. They just ran it right at Zadarius Smith. He took himself out of the play. So I like this move. I like more depth. I was worried about preseason once we started getting the regular camp, but once we got in the preseason, I wasn't feeling so bad about it. But then we lost our backup nose tackle to injury, and now we didn't have anybody, and now we do. And I think he'll address sooner than later. His strengths: he's big, burly, and wide with NFL mass. Very true. This guy's thick. Snaps hands into center shoulders first. After snap as zero technique. I don't understand that. Eats up space to clog the A gaps. Just so you know, if you're listening to these videos, if I get a new player, I do my reaction by reading it. I don't pre-read it. I read it on air. Eats up space, clogs the A gaps. Great to hear. Feel for double team, dropping his post deep to counter. Flicks blocks away with shed twitch. Man, these are some weird... I haven't heard expressions like this on these write-ups before. Reads and reacts to flow of the run play. Great to hear. Active tackler for a big interior lineman. Now, I did watch some video. A lot of it, he was breaking through the line and really tearing up plays. So, it was only 2 minutes, but he looked good doing it. Finishes tackles with crashing thud. Very sure. He's a sure tackler, guys. He is a very sure tackler. I did see that. Momentum rusher who's able to continue pocket push once he's on the edge. Decent change of direction inside the pocket. He's a quick guy. He's a big, quick guy. Weaknesses: more quick than explosive. Agreed with me. Into first contact. Ducks helmets into contact. Loses some ground at times due to a lack of knee bend. Pushed around against San Diego State, unfortunately. Had pads turned and lost excessive ground. Has some short area bursts, but pursuit range is modest. Straight line rusher. No real go-to counters to turn the rush into his favor. He's not a pass rusher. He's going to be a backup. He's going to hopefully be able to spell our guys maybe a short yardage, bring him in as an extra lineman. All those things we need, which we didn't have. I feel good about it. I think it was worth it. We took him, and I didn't say this. He's in a Bears uniform. That's who he was drafted by. But we picked him up off the Atlanta practice squad. So that's how we got him. Well, that's it for Khyiris Tonga. And now let's talk about what this video is mainly about. And that is how our defense is doing. And a little stats for you. The Vikings defense is 26th in the pass, 23rd in the rush, 12th in points, and 12th in turnovers. I bring these stats up because this is the Ed Donatell defense. This is what it's kind of expecting to do. Right now, it's not the greatest. I know what he's trying to do. He's playing outside leverage on our corners, trying to funnel everything in the middle. He's putting a lot of pressure on the safeties to break on routes, and a lot of pressure on the linebackers to get proper depth and to be able to read the zone. So we're playing zone a lot, right? And we have 2 deep safeties. On occasion, he mixes up, brings a middle linebacker, or puts Zadarius in the middle and brings him. So there's a lot of that. And when he do blitz, it's effective. So that's one good thing. When he does blitz, it's effective. And the issue that I have is that he doesn't do it enough. And there is one occasion where he brought everybody up to the line of scrimmage, disguised the defense, and we shut him down on 3rd down, giving us the ball back. On this last game, they had to punt. So those are very good things about Ed Donatell's defense. Is that, and another thing, that we're really harping on causing turnovers. So we're not a turnover machine, but I think we'll be more positive than negative on the turnovers. I think we'll win the turnover battle most games, and we have 3 of the 4. So that being said, the whole idea is that we play within the 40s or play within the 20s, and we make teams kick field goals. In that meantime, we are causing turnovers. Now, what I can tell you is that didn't work with the Saints when they scored a couple touchdowns on us, and they looked easy doing it. So, if can we stop them? Our red zone defense is giving up touchdowns. So we got to work on that. And one of the things is being able to shut down the run. So getting a Tonga to help out and give our guys some rest and still be successful with the backups in there is important. Now, we shown some really good signs of run defense. Like the Detroit had their worst day against us on the run. And we only gave up 4 yards a carry, and they were getting much greater success with that. Now we look really good. We look good early with the Saints, but then we struggled. They adapted, we didn't. Something's going on there, so we got to make adjustments on that. Do I feel Donatell's capable of doing that? Yeah, sure. Why not? He learned from the best. He's been in this league a long time. When he was D coordinator at Denver, they were good. They had a good defense. We just, as Vikings fans, want to see sacks. We want to see Hunter getting after it. We want to see Zadarius Smith getting after it. We get Ed Donatell some airtime here. We want to see that stuff, man. Now, Lewis Seen got hurt, and we were clamoring for him to get some playing time. He wasn't, but none of the. And now he's hurt, and God, heal this dude. I want to see him. I want to see him on the field. We want you back, Lewis Seen. We're praying for you. Now, what I'm saying there is he's not playing any of the rookies. And then instead of putting Asamoah in there, when Kendricks got dinged up, he put Dye in there. And Dye's not a good tackler. Asamoah is. He's proven it. In college, he proved it in preseason. He was fun to watch. Why are we putting Dye in there? I have no idea, man. If we want to stop the run, we need guys that can make plays, and that's Asamoah. I seen Dye get blown up or missed tackles. It's not good. But Asamoah, I think he's a sure tackler, fast, covers a lot of ground. He's gonna be better all around in pass coverage. His reaction time, everything is just great, and he's gonna be our starter for years to come. We just got to get him on the field sometimes. All right, and I think we're solid at every position. They just got to figure out this defense, and I'm gonna give Dantzler a lot of credit. He goes from looking foolish against the Lions to actually breaking on the ball, doing everything I complained about the week before. So the fact that we grew in the defense, that he did not just let the guy take the in route, and he broke up a pass, and he also almost intercepted one. I could complain that, hey, why didn't you catch that? Because it was right in your breadbasket. But hey, he made a play, and he was making plays. So, and Peterson was making plays. This is a bend not break defense that's supposed to cause turnovers. That's what it looks like. And that's only going to put us in the Super Bowl if we can score points and play ahead, make them take chances, play center field. You know, that last play that one of the last plays that put them in field goal in that 61-yard field goal range. What was that? We let them get way down the field. Our safeties were playing way back. We had a guy running trail coverage on him, and then we got two guys, and then Harrison Smith gets hurt because he got hit in the groin. Unfortunately, he goes down. They get the clock stopped. Now they get 11 seconds. And then they almost got a play with Olave and stepped out of bounds. So giving up that much space, man, we cannot do that anymore. And that's where Donatell needs to come around, start playing aggressive more often. They are teaching turnovers on our team. It shows. They're always punching for the ball. So Ed Donatell, keep that aspect of your game. Keep the mix in the bringing the guys up the line of scrimmage and showing blitz and the fact that you don't blitz that often, that might mean something to them. That they might play into your hands. They might audible into exactly what you want them to see, but show something different than a shell coverage, funnel everything to the middle, make the linebackers look silly. Now, I give them a lot of credit. They improved. The linebackers did improve, at least in the Lions game. I think they regressed back a little bit in the last game, but hey, play the best players on the field and spell your defense. I'm going to talk about the Bears later in a different video, but Ed Donatell, this is an opportunity to shut a team down, man. Their receivers the Bears do not get separation. They got a good run game. Center your defense around that, but you cannot let him do what Philly did with us. Fields can throw the ball. He doesn't have a weak arm, and he does. And I did see him progressing, showing progressions on certain plays, and he did throw the ball right where he's had to, but his receivers did not get separation. So there is some good things Fields does, and he scrambles, man, and he's mobile, and he can run for it. So we gotta get after it. We gotta attack. We gotta get after these guys. Don't give him time to look downfield. Don't give him time. All right, that's it for today. This is Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment. If you like more things like this, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, and make sure you leave a comment. That's what makes it happen. I appreciate it. Skol Vikings. See you next time. Cue the music. Thank you, Viking fans, for listening. Make sure you catch my other episodes. Also, make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Skol Vikes.